Hey everybody, it's me Andrew. Get out into nature and tune in for yourself. Resonate with the Earth's electromagnetic field via 432 Hertz, the universal frequency. Balance out psychologically and emotionally, and further strengthen your brain and your heart's coherence as well. Get a plant-based diet going for yourself today and nurture yourself right back into life. We're literally herbivores in our nature. Further balance out your physical body's pH level and to get with alkalinity. Then you can generate some static electricity. Send me some love telepathically, set attention to your mind, and set intention to communicate. That is all there is to telepathy. You are now tuning in to great days. So today I wanted to talk about connection with the earth and reflection, self-reflection, and maybe Akashic connection. Right, so let's get into this. Um, so connecting yourself with the earth is very, very vital, right, for a secure connection to source, because earth and the source are one. And when I'm talking about the source, I'm talking about the source of energy, the source of creation, where everything is sourced from, right? Everything needs a source of energy in order to be powered or to live, right? Think about it like this: you have utilities, you have various different things which you have to activate with electricity, right? Any one of the numbers of things in your house is using electricity. The TV is using electricity, the microwave, the laptop, everything is using electricity. That's the power. It needs the electrical power in order to be activated. So there's a source of that electrical energy. Right. So then if you follow that, you would get into the various different grid systems, the designs of the grid system. You would get into how we are creating the energy or generating the energy throughout the earth. You know, it's usually nuclear energy, or it's like solar energy, or it's wind energy, whatever it may be. We have to generate that energy, right? Uh, but that energy is coming from a source. That source of energy is not only powering every technological device in your home or every utility, or it's not only powering all of society currently in the way that we're living, it's powering you as a biological organism as well, right? Without the sun, which is the source of energy, this is where we derive our energy from, the sun. Uh, like solar energies, we use solar energies, we have a specific type of photosynthesis that we actually derive various different subtler energies from and able to continue our life on a subtler level rather than from eating from food. You know, we can create our own inner internalized energy sources, right? We have to eat, but we do also create various subtler energies from breathing and from the solar energy, you know, like plants, because we are part plant. We have many plant characteristics and genes, right? So we are literally created by the plants. The plants created all the mammalians in order to carry their seeds and spread the growth of the plants, right? So plants created mammals. We are mammals. Plants created us in order to do in order to spread themselves, right? And plants can be found all throughout the universe. They're not specific to Earth. Plants grow all throughout the universe, right? You can find them everywhere. Whatever planet you're going to go to, you're going to be able to find plants. Okay. Um, so so let me see here. Um, Connect yourself with the Earth, and you can be able to secure connection to source, and then you're going to be able to generate for yourself, connect yourself with the higher forms of energy. These higher forms of energy are going to allow you to accelerate a certain type of divine transmutation within yourself, which is going to allow you to surpass any type of physicality limitations, right? Physical limitations. By this I mean there's a certain type of stagnation, and there's a certain type of regulation that keeps us in the physical, uh, which is very societal, traditional and whatnot. But once you start connecting yourself to source and higher energy, higher subtler energies, these energies are gonna boost your system. They're going to allow you to accelerate the process of evolution within yourself, and that's going to allow you to go through a certain type of divine transmutation, which transmutation is a form of mutation that sets in during the process of evolution. So, and whenever you connect yourself with the source of energy, these cellular energies, these higher energies are going to be able to, they're going to help you to evolve. They're going to help you become more intelligent. They're going to help you subtleize your energy levels so that you are able to transcend the physical body. They're going to be able to let you do all types of things which you have been put off of due to the modernization and the industrialization, the industrialization or the industrial revolution or the whole industrial movement is is stagnating in a way and is disharmonious with a higher unity consciousness, higher levels of consciousness. So whenever you're in connection with the industries and things like this, it's not a bad thing to be in connection with them, but they do work off of lower energy levels, right? There's all types of power struggles and things like this. So you can get all that for free if you just connect yourself to the unity consciousness, which is you don't have to pay for any of that. It's perfectly free, and it's of a it's of a hyper harmoniousness, meaning it's very very harmonious in its nature. This is going to allow you to transcend into higher levels of consciousness where you're able to experience beyond the physical body. Okay, this is very very simple. This is something that we have always done. It's just so that it's a certain time in this is a certain phase in time and space that we are in as a modern society where we are fixated on trivialities and industrial matters and things like this, right? So it keeps us in a physical state. This is a whole movement of the physical, right, or of a densification to be in a very very bodily state, right, as the normal state of awareness. But that's not a normal state of awareness. It's becoming more of a disease at this point, right? So connect yourself with the earth. Try to find like purities of elemental energy or elemental forces. By this I mean if you can go out into natural environments, you can maybe find places where they haven't been touched by man, or not this, but more so places where they're kept sacred as a space, consecrated spaces. These spaces are going to be able to help you develop, help you connect to the universal centrality within yourself, right? And this is what is needed in order for you to completely change your inner experience, which ripples outward quantumly, and then it kind of changes everything exterior to you, right? Because everything is a reflection of your inner state of being. Once again, if you wake up in the morning, or if you wake up, yeah, if you wake up in the morning, if you wake up in a joyous mood or a blissful mood, then everything in that day is very, very blissful, right? If you wake up very miserable, if you wake up depressed, if you wake up angry, whatever it is, everything in that day or that whole day for you is going to be very, very miserable, very depressing, very gloomy, very very like infuriating, right? Somebody does something to you, and right off the bat you're just like already internally conflicting yourself. You're in a turmoil, and somebody's just like greeting you, you know. It's all an inner state of being. They're not doing a single thing to you. It's just so that you are conflicted within yourself. It can come from anywhere. It can be a disease, psychosomatic disease that you're just conjuring within your own mind, right? So everything is an interspatial experience, or an intraspatial experience, an interspatial experience. Everything is inner. The moment that you know that, everything outside of you is absolutely blissful, no matter what is happening. It can be anything that's happening, anything whatsoever can be happening, and you can keep an absolute peace and a joy as well. This quantum mechanics, quantum physics, because it's all subconscious. It's diving into the subconscious mind, receding into the deeper dimensions of existence beyond the physicality, right? You need to understand quantums. You don't need to necessarily write down equations, but you need to understand it in a very, very natural sense, because it's a natural thing, right? So find a connection with the earth. And that's it. Align yourself with the earth. And the earth is going to help you to tune into the source of creation. The source is very powerful, right? You're going to pick up on your ancestries, right? You're going to pick up on much, very, very magical experiences. You're going to pick up on a lot of things beyond the current space-time existence. This is when you start opening up omnisciently, all knowledgeably, because you are all knowledgeable. It's just so that industrial matters keep you from utilizing these knowledges in order to continue sustaining various different corporative systems, right? So reflect the earth, connect with the earth, reflect the earth, self-reflect upon yourself as you are in connection with the earth. When you are in connection with the earth, you are able to come into an equilibrium, right? Just due to the grounding. See, the entire housing structure here, this housing structure, all housing structure is mainly um, built in a way where you are already electrically and magnetically imbalanced, right down to the very geometries, down to the texture, down to the composites of the materials that it is built with. Meaning the materials that it is built with are made up of things which aren't conducive to a secure grounding when it comes to electrical circuitries, right? Because you are an electrical being, electromagnetic being. And let's say you got hardwood floor, it doesn't allow you to ground yourself properly, because hardwood is insulating, right? So houses are built specifically like this, so that you are imbalanced electrically. And once you are imbalanced electrically, they can toggle your electrical magnetical system, and then they can send you into various different states of mind, disease, because everything is psychosomatic. In a sense, if they send you in a certain type of mindset, then you can create a certain environment within yourself. And if somebody is controlling that whole process, then they can control what you are manifesting within yourself mentally, right? So you got a secure connection to the earth. This is why everything is concrete as well. This is why everything's being spread concrete, because concrete is it's not going to allow you to ground to Mother Earth as good as actual ground is going to connect you to the earth. So and shoes too. Shoes is another example. There's many examples, but most shoes are rubber at the bottom, and rubber is an insulator. You have chakras at the bottom of the foot. These chakras are like plugs to an outlet. You put your feet on the ground, and your feet plug into the outlet. It's outletting energy, grounding. It lets out or outlets it lets out the flow of energy to the ground, and it secures a circuitry, and that's a health, that's a circle, that's wholeness, holistic, that makes you a holy part of the entire system, right? So you need to ground in order to be able to secure balance, actual equilibrium, as close to absolute zero as you can, absolute zero, because that's where the power is in the zero. Um, so if you can establish that connection, which is very, very simple, then you can reflect upon yourself. Once you reflect upon yourself, you're reflecting the divinity within. This is where you are able to access omniscience. This is where you're able to access omnipotence. This is where you're able to access omnipresence, where you're all present everywhere in all space-time continuums that are simultaneously coinciding at once in one present moment, in one eternal moment. You can access each and every single parallelity of the multiverse if you establish a secure enough connection, like a Wi-Fi connection. Whenever we connect to Wi-Fi, we have a connection to internet, and on the internet we can access different space-time continuums. I connect to the Wi-Fi. That's the source. In a way, it's not actually the source, but it's a source of connection, or it's a connecting source. I connect to Wi-Fi. I get on the internet. I look up something with I look, I look up something which was recorded 2 weeks ago in a whole different continent, right? And I'm watching some dude who's doing something 2 weeks ago in a whole different continent. So I'm able to access somebody else's experience in a completely different time, which is 2 weeks before or 2 weeks in the past. So that's in a different time and in a whole different space. He's all the way in a different continent. That's a different space. So if I'm able to watch another person's experience, it's in a whole different time and in a whole different space, right? So you're able to access space times through the phone, but you don't actually need a device to be able to do this. You can do it without a device, and it can go even beyond the earth. It can go beyond, it can go into the entire universe. This is what you would be using your dreams for. Your dreams, you're doing this in your dreams already. You're going into other dimensions, you're going to other planets in your dreams, you're going to other universes in your dreams, other space-time continuums. But it's just so that you're unconscious of it all. You're only unconscious because you're not properly grounded and you're not properly secured to the source of energy, which that energy is going to allow you to illuminate yourself or enlighten yourself enough to be able to see in the darkness, which is the unconsciousness, right? So and that's why phone is it's kind of like it's a gateway in a way, because I'm able to use the phone as a gateway to enter into another person's experience, no matter where they're at in the earth, no matter what time it was recorded, or no matter what time it happened, right? So that's a whole different space-time continuum that I'm able to access through the phone. The phone in that sense is a fourth dimensional object. It's a type of fourth dimensional object. But the mind is fourth dimensional as well, so you don't actually need a phone. The phone is just an exteriorization of the mind, of the mental body, right? So this is why they want to merge the two. They want to merge people and technology so that we can go into transcendental states through technological enhancements, right? But you can already do that. You don't actually need the technological enhancements. You can already do everything that these enhancements are going to give you because we all share through quantum entanglement consciousness. And due to that very equation, due to that very function, you don't need any of that stuff. There could be one person in the entire globe that has technological enhancements, and everybody would be able to access whatever that dude is accessing, right? Just because of quantum entanglement and because morphogenetic resonance, we're able to share experience. We usually do this on an unconscious or subconscious level, and it's usually through dreams, right? Whenever you fall asleep, all you and your friends are gathering together and doing whatever the hell it is that you're doing for pure enjoyment, pure bliss. Because on that level of things, a lot of the time, it is just bliss. Unless you want to get involved in like being a prey of somebody or something like this, but you can always do that if you want. You can get into that stuff, right? It makes some people happy. But secure yourself to the source of energy. They want to disconnect people from source so that you won't be able to access innate abilities. So just connect yourself to source. All you got to do is connect to the earth. Reflect in connection with the earth. Reflect upon yourself, and divinity is going to shine through. And connect with the Akashic records. The Akashic records are kind of like spatial records, or maybe like light records or something. These are records of everything that ever took place in the universe. You can access these. You can learn anything. And you don't need any type of device to be able to do it other than the body and mind, right? You don't actually need even the body and mind to do that. But the Akashic records, you can access them. You can experience anything that has ever or that is taking place, because it's all taking place right here now in one eternal moment. Everything is simultaneously coinciding. It's an omniverse type of thing, right? Like one big, like a multiverse, like a tree of multiverses or something, you know. But it's all happening at once. The only reason you can't experience anything else is because you are disconnected. You're not connected to source. If you're connected to the source of energy, then immediately you start tuning into things which are beyond the world, or beyond at least the body. See, I'm able to do this every single day. I'm doing this. Everybody's doing this as well. It's just so that you're unconscious of it. So you got to bring more energy to your system. This is why you don't want to eat bad, or this is why you don't want to poison yourself, or you don't want to do anything that is going to bring your health down, because your health, if it's in a high state, you have energy, and that energy is going to allow you to connect to higher dimensions of awareness, and that is the wealth. That's what you really need. Otherwise, it's trivial. Everything is unessential. But you also got to understand that there's growth as well. So if you're in a stagnation, then you can grow out of it. But you're enjoying whatever it is you're doing, right? Because it's just one giant happening. Everything is just happening. There's no action. There's no doer. That's all an illusion. Meaning there's no will. You don't have a will. There is no action to anything. There's no individual, personal, identified taking up of any type of action, because there's no individual. The individual or the ego doesn't exist. Or the ego does not exist, which is the identification. It's a piling of identification, but that doesn't exist. So the individual action or the will or doing anything in the mind set of I'm controlling something like the body or the mind is an illusion. And if you just recede a tiny bit, that instantly breaks away. And then you understand that everything is just kind of moving by itself in a very, very hyper harmonious and synchronous Mandelic way. But once you're able to get into that experience where there is no ego, then you understand that you're God, because that's all there is God. There's nothing else. In fact, God is nothing. He does not exist. God is not a he either, or a she, or an it. It doesn't exist. You don't even exist because you're conceptualized figuration, geometries that have come out of the void, the darkness, right? But you have to recede. Obviously, you're caught in the illusion which is to keep you asleep. You know, like the movies, the Matrix movies, they're to keep you asleep. But the moment that you recede into a deeper dimension of mind, you can easily pierce beyond the veil, right? And you can see through one realization that all of this that I'm currently seeing in waking reality is a very, very minute percentage of what is actually going on, maybe in a metaphysical dimension, right? So you got to connect yourself with the earth. The earth is going to guide you through ascension, or it's going to give you the necessary energy for ascension. Ascension meaning rising up into higher states of awareness, into heaven. It doesn't necessarily have to be heaven. It just is higher dimensions, right? This is most definitely what is needed for everybody. So that's going to be it for today's video. I do thank everybody for watching. Once again, peace out, one love, and have a great evening.